now. We try to de-escalate the whole situation. That's why I went to the front porch. That's why I went to Taylor to begin with and said, hey, Taylor, talk to your host. I don't like how he came up to me and said, I'm glad Mystery called the bank. You know it was right because he didn't get his June and July rebates.
Get the fuck
up. None of us got June and July rebates.
I wasn't involved in any of this except for 20 coming to me saying, can you have a conversation with Voltages? I said yes. I called Voltages over to start having a conversation with him, but that's when my dad came over and said, I'm taking you to your hotel now. Voltages had a shot in his hand. Marlins was standing right there, and Voltages was like, I'm going to take my shot, and then I'm going to drive myself home. That's when everything escalated. And then I stayed in the pool. While Voltages got out of the pool, I stayed in the pool. Voltages went inside. It wasn't until maybe 15 minutes later, 5 minutes later, 5-10 minutes later, I hear screaming at the truck. And I was like, really, y'all? This is my birthday. Like, do I have to really handle this shit? I got out of the pool. I passed 20. 20 was like, Taylor, don't even go handle that shit. It's your birthday. Go have fun. And I was like, well, clearly somebody has to. So I went over to Voltages, and I was like, what is happening? What is going on? And I told everyone else to go away. The only people that was standing there was me and what they're calling Lil Blake. Lil Blake was standing in front of me. I'm standing right behind them. And then Alyssa came up, and me and Alyssa were trying to have a conversation with him. And he said, the only people I'm going to have a conversation with is you and Alyssa. He sat there. He was like, Taylor, I respect you. You know I love you. You're the reason why I'm here. He was like, he basically told me there was no hard feelings between me and him. I told him I was going to have a conversation with him the next day.
Exactly. And we thought it was all good from there because he had a safe ride home. Jeff even talked to him in the parking lot for like 30 minutes before he went into his hotel. And then he called an Uber, came back and snuck in when everybody else was back, closing down the party because the party closed down after all this because, it was too much. The bartender put all the alcohol away, did everything, came back, boom, there goes his Charger driving down the goddamn dirt road because he came back and took his car drunk and drove it back to the goddamn hotel.
Big Blake did put him in a chokehold, Gianna. So inside, Voltages went to go get his stuff, and he knocked stuff off my dad's desk. He kicked some of my furniture and knocked stuff off of like a side table that's there. Small Blake, Lil Blake, picked him up. Voltages fought back and put his hands around Lil Blake's neck. Big Blake grabbed him off and put him in a chokehold. And that's when the others stepped in and was like, my dad came in and was like, what's going on? Like, everyone stopped. And my dad pushed him out of the house.
Rehab. How do you know he was drunk? Did you give him a test? Are you fucking retarded? Because he was stumbling all over the place, drinking all night with us. Of course we know he was drunk. We were there.
Since he got there.
The fuck? At that point, you don't need to give somebody a test when you know that you're at the party.
So again,
before we were there, everybody had an understanding.
Why would we tell
everybody had an understanding that when they came to this party, that Coach B, who is not drinking, was a designated driver. He was going to take everybody and usher them back to the hotel rooms when this party was over. We all had that understanding before the party started. Once you started drinking, your keys were done. Why am I so mad? Because I should have knocked his ass out. That's why I'm mad right now. I'm mad that I should have just knocked his ass out and not worried about being Canadian in America and knocking his ass out. I should have just knocked his ass. And then we would have been a whole nother story right now. It would have been a whole nother story. Then 20 would have got kicked out the party and it would have been a whole nother story. That's what I'm mad about right now. Because all these motherfuckers spinning the narrative in other lives. You say drunk people shouldn't... Exactly. That's why I didn't touch him. That's why I was respectful, went to Taylor and said, deal with your host, and went to the front porch, away from the whole backyard. And I was just chilling. So I was away from everything that was even going on in the situation. Even putting him in the truck, I wasn't the one that was putting him in the truck or even near there because I was so mad that I just went to the front porch. Yeah, deal with your host. That was Taylor's host. So I said, because the way he came up to me was on some Bigo shit. I never met this motherfucker before. That's the first time I ever met him, ever.
20 told me, he said, I could have beat his ass, but I respect your house, and I'm not going to talk shit.
We look weak. How we look weak? We look weak for helping somebody into a car to get home safe from a goddamn party? No, he was in Karma family. He was never in my family. I never met him before in my life. No, because his name is High Voltages. That's why.
The story hasn't changed at all.
The story hasn't changed one time.
There's
I didn't even know him. I never met him before. Yeah. Never dealt with him business wise. Never even think. I seen him when I was dropping in box BKs. I seen his name a couple times. Like, yo, what the fuck is High Voltages?
People I've never met him before. There and think they know details to keep adding little flares. But the story has been the same from the jump.
Yeah. There's like 30 different people seeing different like parts of this. My house is huge. There was people upstairs, some people inside, some people outside at the truck, some people at the bar, some people in the pool, some people on the front porch.
You're right, Miana. That's why Taylor wanted to make sure that nobody drove home. Because what if Voltages would have drove off that damn yard and went head on to another car, killed another family? Whose house do you think that they're going? Whose house do you think that they're going? They're going to Taylor's house.
Right.
They're going to shut all that down. This is why we were responsible to have designated drivers. We were responsible to not have everybody at the party drinking. He came back on his own accord and drove off after we already put him in. If we would have seen him come back, we still wouldn't have let him get back in the car. And it would have been a whole nother situation.
Hi, Kyra.
And the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, this is being pushed because this wasn't even a Bigo narrative. We didn't even go live to even speak on it. We thought, hey, he's going to come back tomorrow.
Until yesterday, 2 days after, 3 days after this happened, it's the first time I talked to Zeus about it. I had a 16-minute phone call with Zeus whenever he called and was like, what happened? He was like, I already know everything that happened, but tell me your side.
So Robert started it 2 days after. Robert only came because we weren't talking on it. And Robert felt like, okay, they're going to keep talking on y'all. And I even said, just let them say what they got to say because we know at the end of the day, it's not our business. That ain't going to make me no damn money. That ain't making me no money going live talking about this shit. Plus, it was the fact that it was Taylor's host, so why am I going to go live and talk on it? We thought he was going to come back the next day and everything was going to be good. He was going to come back and chill and be like, laugh about it. Oh my God, I was so drunk last night, and just sleep it off. Nobody physically beat him up. They were trying to stop it. They were trying to stop him from doing other stuff, trying to stop him from trying to get to his car. That's the only thing it was. Let me ask y'all a question.
Monique, that's Robert's content. Robert does that about everything on the app. And this is
Let me ask y'all a question. And y'all throw a party. You have somebody come to your house that is drunk. What are y'all going to do? Y'all just going to let them sit there, be drunk, and be like, oh, y'all fuck it, get in your car and leave. Go kill somebody. Go have fun. Y'all going to do that? No, you're not. I guarantee you're not. You're not going to let him sleep it off if he's going crazy and doesn't want to sleep it off, and he wants to keep disrupting and breaking up your house.
Did you know?
Are you? Or are you going to put him back? Especially if he's going to a hotel. You're going to get him safe to his hotel, aren't you?
No, not everyone was drunk.
No, he did not come there to fight. He was having a good time. Everybody was dancing. We were all having a good time. We were all chilling. For somewhere out of nowhere, he just started to talk about stupid stuff. And then he got a little handsy because he was drunk. And I guess he does this a lot because last year he did it to Marlins. You know, Marlon was like, okay, I was trying to be nice, yeah, you know, trying to get away from it. That was it. Just grabby. He was being grabby. So, you know, he did it to me. I said, get the fuck off me. You know? And that's when he started talking about mystery shit. And that's when I went over.
I don't like that.
Yeah, okay. That's why I went over to Taylor and I said, deal with your host. And I went to the front porch. So I did not fight at Taylor's house, who invited me, and I flew across the country to come see. He didn't grab my balls. Get the fuck out of here, Rick James. The fuck?
We haven't changed the story at all.
Story didn't change. He just grabbed my arms, rubbed down my back towards my ass. That was it. So the whole party was, we were having fun with it too. Like, oh my God, the party stopped because he grabbed Tony's ass. Right? We were having fun with it. We didn't think it was going to escalate to this point. We didn't know he was going to leave and go back and go live and start spinning a narrative and going to people's rooms and start saying, oh, this is racist and this is that, this is homophobic. No, he was invited there. He was an invited guest. He was Taylor's friend. He was Noah's friend. He was China's friend. He was Jesse's friend. He was everybody's friend. It was just he had too much to drink and couldn't handle it.
He choked little Blake, and then Big Blake grabbed him and put him in a chokehold. One person.